The Amazon basin is an evolutionary battleground. Millions of species are locked in a constant, ruthless competition for resources. It's a landscape dominated by apex predators built for destruction. Successful hunters rely on explosive muscle, bone-crushing jaws, and razor-sharp teeth. To survive alongside these killers, you must be blindingly fast, highly venomous, or aggressively territorial. But there is an animal thriving right in the middle of this jungle that doesn't have a single one of those offensive traits. The armadillo has terrible eyesight, it can barely run, and prefers sleeping 18 hours a day. By all conventional logic, a slow, nearly blind creature should be an easy snack. Yet somehow, this walking target hasn't been wiped off the map. The Spanish conquerors who first documented them called them armadillo, literally little armored one. That physical armor is the entire secret to their survival. Those hard outer scales are called scutes. They are made entirely of keratin, which is the exact same biological protein that forms human fingernails and rhino horns. This diagram shows exactly how the shell works. Rigid front and back plates are joined by overlapping bands and flexible tissue. This geometry creates a durable, bending barrier. The plates slide along each other, letting the animal maneuver without breaking its shield. But they aren't born bulletproof. Pups enter the world with soft, highly vulnerable pink skin that offers zero protection against a hungry predator. Their famous invincibility has to be earned. They require weeks of total isolation hidden away from the jungle until the air finally cures and hardens their exterior. To ensure her young survive those fragile early weeks, the mother digs deep, hidden burrows, far out of sight. It's an energy-intensive process, especially for the 9-banded armadillo, which reliably gives birth to 4 genetically identical quadruplets every single time. Once out of the den, the adult compensates for its notoriously bad eyesight by acting almost entirely as a nocturnal ghost, navigating the darkness with a hypersensitive sense of smell. When it detects food, it deploys these specialized spade-like claws to tear through the soil, unearthing grubs and insects buried up to 6 inches deep. It eats rapidly and keeps moving. Lingering in one spot creates noise, and noise in the Amazon gets you killed. By foraging quickly under the cover of darkness and sleeping out of sight, its primary defense is strict avoidance. Predators simply don't have the opportunity to cross its path. Even the best hiders eventually get found. If an apex predator like a harpy eagle locks onto an armadillo foraging in the open, the situation changes instantly. The armadillo's first response is a frantic retreat. It launches into the soil with those heavy digging claws, attempting to bury its entire body. But if the ground is too hard or the eagle is too fast, the 3-banded armadillo deploys its ultimate failsafe. It tucks its vulnerable head and tail inward, snapping its shell shut to form a completely enclosed sphere. The predator is left with a smooth, rigid surface that offers no gaps to pry open and no edges to grasp. It can bite or scratch, but the geometry of the sphere is too dense to crack, eventually forcing the hunter to search for an easier target. This is a survival strategy based on absolute self-containment. While every other creature in the Amazon is busy sharpening its teeth, the armadillo has focused entirely on perfecting its own boundaries. It shows us that true strength doesn't require aggression or noise. By mastering its own defense and protecting its peace, the armadillo proves that the most resilient way to endure is to simply be too solid to break.